Folks, we have only a couple of minutes. We have like 5 minutes. I'd like to call up Dr. Sheryl Kubiak and Robert Sheehan. Dr. Sheryl Kubiak is the Dean of Wayne State University School of Social Work. Robert Sheehan is the CEO of the Community Mental Health Association of Michigan. I'm so sorry. You both literally have like 2 minutes, and that's it. I apologize. I apologize profusely.
I'll see my minutes.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having us. I am the Dean of the School of Social Work at Wayne State University. It is the largest and most diverse school in this state. I represent all of the deans and directors of the 13 schools of social work who have signed a letter in favor of this legislation. We did not start this quest this year or last year. I've been dean since 2018 and meeting with ASWB since 2018, asking for resolution, asking for changes. I think there's 4 things I'd like you to know. First of all, schools of social work have a very rigorous standard to meet accreditation standards. We have to do self-studies. We have to collect data at the level of the student, the course, and the program to make sure that we meet those standards. As was mentioned before, students have to do supervised practicum as part of their education. They're supervised by an agency instructor, a school instructor, and the practicum office. That's the first thing. This is a level of rigor that is as a hardship. Our self-study that went in this summer was 900 pages of data on our program. That was already mentioned what post-graduation requirements there are before licensure can take place. Although we strongly support licensure, this exam is not a reflection of social work practice. We teach our social workers to look at the context of the situation, of what are the dynamics of that situation, what are the dynamics of the family, what are the resources available. And every single answer may be different, dependent on the context. Someone said, I think Rep. Thompson, you said that there were 2 answers right and 2 answers wrong on the nursing exam. All of the answers on the social work are right. You have to choose the rightest answer. And that can differ depending on what the context is of the test taker and what their experiences have been. The second thing that I want to organize is this pathway to licensure is affecting our workforce. And Bob Sheehan and I and NASW and all the deans and directors have been working very hard to make sure that we can increase access to our vulnerable communities for social workers. The fourth thing that I want to tell you is Michigan is not alone. I also am a co-chair of a national task force on social work licensure, and I can tell you that 19 states are currently in the process of mitigating the action of this exam because they are seeing the same patterns across states, across schools. And then I finally want to end with that we have been in recent dialogue at a national level with the social work organizations. It is the first time that we have come together with ASWB to say there has to be a communal way forward, except that is years down the road. Dr. Chandler talked about psychometrics. The psychometrics currently are called industry standards that you would use on the ACT or the SAT. They are not industry standards for psychometric evaluation of assessments. Those of us in research who have done this work, my colleague Brian Victor in the audience, will tell you that the psychometrics are not there on this examination. So I'm going to let Bob say whatever he can in the time left.
I'll just make 4 points. We're in strong support. Association represents the public mental health system, probably the largest employers of social workers in the state. 4 points, and they're summarized in my written testimony. We're looking to move to get rid of a false barrier to social work and reinforce the strength of the proven methods, clinical supervision, a certified graduate program, and an additional 4,000 hours post-graduation. Second is it'll bring a lot of social workers back in the field. When other states did this, Illinois is the most recent example, They typically get 400 social worker licenses a year. When they change the licensing law to match the proposal that we're making, 3,000 social workers entered the field. Third is we bring into the field a lot of people with experience. It's ironic that the more experienced you are as a social worker, and I'm a pretty experienced social worker, my grandkids would call me an old guy, my chance of passing it is lower than somebody who hasn't practiced, who just left grad school. And last is it lines our requirements to those with the other states with whom we compete for social work talent. Thanks.